in Black and Hispanic history? Latina?
My son is black. His dad is black.
Oh, okay.
He's incarcerated.
Okay.
Oh, you guys talk about the Bible?
Yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
history as well, Black history.
Oh.
Before slavery. Because a lot of
I've
times...
been trying to teach him because he don't have nobody to teach him, and he comes from
Okay, well,
the bloodline.
there you go. This right here, we got all the Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All right.
Where are you guys mostly?
Here in Hawaii.
Yeah, what days are you guys here?
Oh no, this is randomly we come down the. But if you reach out to us and you want to learn more, there's a lot of classes, a lot of information about the history that we're teaching.
So he lives in another island. He lives on an island called Molokai. But he's
Oh.
only here for the summer. Yeah.
We was over there not too long ago. We met with Greg Solitario.
Oh, okay. I know Greg. He lives in Halaba Valley.
Yeah, we went over there.
Oh, yeah. It's a small island. Everybody know each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
good thing about that is even if you're on Molokai, you can still follow along. You can still tap in and see what's going on. You can still reach out to us with questions.
Can I ask you guys a question? I know you guys are on your way out already.
Yeah.
Do you guys consider the Hawaiian people the tribe, one of the tribes of Israel?
No, the indigenous people of Hawaii, we don't teach that doctrine. We got all of them there. But we do know, here's what we do know. We do know that our people, just like my brother right here that you just said, a lot of our people are scattered in amongst all the different people. So, and especially when it comes to a nationality like Hawaiians, which is very mixed, right? It comes to understanding if you want to repent and keep the commandments, do so. Because we don't all know who our forefathers are. To specifically say, I'm not an Israelite. Right?
I only asked that because, you know, all the Polynesian cultures, the Hawaiian people is the only one that lost their language. We believe in gods and goddesses that are actually of the other Polynesian, like
Tahitian.
Philip, all that.
Yeah,
That's not Hawaiian. We've got our language taken away, our names. It was a law back in the early 1900s, late 1800s that we couldn't even speak the language, and the language actually is adopted, I believe, from the Polynesians, because if you listen to Samoan and Tongan and Hawaii, they sound similar. But I always say this, Hawaiian language was lost a long time ago. We don't speak the language or taught the language that is the actual original Hawaiian tongue.
Yeah.
When you ask where Hawaiians come from, we don't know. When we learn in history, we don't know where we come from. We say, oh, we may have come from the Marquesas Islands, we may have come from Asia Minor. Nobody ever knows. But the other Polynesians, they all know where they come from.
Can I ask you a question? Because we've heard that history.
Yeah.
Have the Hawaiian people ever gone into slavery by way of slave ship?
I believe so.
What history?
And when I say slave ship and I say going to slavery, it's the way I consider it is when they came here and gave us contact, they made us get rid of everything we believed in, because we only used to believe in one God.
Yeah,
I say this is, and I could be wrong, the way I look at our history, and again, it's not like official or finalized, nobody ever knows our real true history. I was told we may have come from Jerusalem, and if you read the Apocrypha, which I'm probably sure you guys did, there's tribes that landed in lands where no man had dwelt, yes?
Yeah, Arsarith.
Huh?
It's called Arsarith.
Yeah,
It's on this one.
Okay.
It's actually right here for you.
So then I was just kind of like comparing when the Hawaiian people, which we were never called Hawaiians, we were called Kanakamo'oli. Hawaiians was like later on. So I'm thinking like when we landed here in the islands where no man had dwelt yet before contact with the white man or before contact with foreigners. That's kind of the one thing where I think, are we like the tribes of Israel? Like there's a lot of stuff in our history that actually matches up in Deuteronomy 28.
So I'll ask you again, at what point in history and what source we would be able to research the Hawaiians going into slavery by way of slave ship?
we're in slavery now, maybe in a modernized way. Like it's so, we live by like the American laws. We live by like American government.
Sure.
It's not our system.
Sure.
So that's where I think it's slavery. We are forced. Like we were forced to labor for them. We were forced to give up the sugar lands and the sandalwood forests that provided for us. To them, we had to slave in the sugarcane fields, all kinds of stuff. Give up a lot of stuff for them to make their money. That's my form of slavery. I could be wrong.
So, did black people actually physically go into slavery by way of slave ship?
Yeah, they did.
So is it metaphorical or did we physically?
No, physically. Yeah,
so when I asked that question about the Native Hawaiians,
literally
that's what the scripture says. That's what it said, right?
Right.
If that doesn't connect, everything else is kind of just trying to match things together because of the colonization, which we're completely understand. Right. But here's the thing you have to recognize is that the white man has colonized the entire world. Right. Even East India.
Okay.
Right. Even the Indians, right, from India, like the British colonized that. That doesn't make them Israelites. Right. So they've colonized the entire globe. That doesn't mean the entire globe is Israelites. But I know that is something that has kind of been heard specifically because of what you said, which is the colonization and the loss, not really loss of language, because they're actually reviving it now, right? So it's not really the loss of language. It was banned for a certain amount of time, but it was not forgotten.
This week, we learn a bit of history about Hawaiian language. In the Ahupua'a of Honouliuli, which lies in the moku of Ewa here on Oahu, stands a street named after the Hawaiian word for to speak or converse. We're talking about Vala'au Place. Until the arrival of the Protestant missionaries in 1820, Olelo Hawaii was exclusively in oral language. The missionaries helped to transition Hawaiian to a written word. With the assistance of the printing press and printed materials such as the Bible, Hawaii became one of the most literate nations in the world. By the mid-1800s, during a time when most countries were pre-literate, Hawaii's literacy rate per capita jumped to 91%. But after Queen Liliuokalani was illegally overthrown in 1893, the decline of Olelo Hawaii began, leading to near extinction. In 1896, the newly formed Republic of Hawaii passed a law which allowed English to displace Hawaiian in schools. They were threatened that if they continued to teach Olelo Hawaii, they would not be acknowledged and funded. Such mandates negatively impact Olelo, leading to fewer than 50 fluent speakers under the age of 18 by the 1980s. It was around that time, however, when more efforts were taken to re-establish Hawaiian. For example, in 1978, Olelo Hawaii became an official language of Hawaii once again, and in 1984, the first Hawaiian immersion preschool opened. Since then, the number of Hawaiian language speakers and readers have significantly increased, leading to an estimated 18,000, according to a 2016 report published by the state of Hawaii.
Right? Kamehameha is the name of a man that is still recognized, right? When you look at, there are still Hawaiian families, right, that have not been washed away. They actually have a Hawaiian last name, right? So, and I don't want to take it to language because I know that's really the sticking point. Yeah, that's the sticking point. But the one part that you and I can agree on is that Native Hawaiians have never gone into slavery by way of slave ship. They don't fit Deuteronomy 28:16, right? But Hispanics do. Native Americans do, right? They were sent to Europe.
And the so-called African American.
So I understand where you're getting it from. I understand where you're getting it from, but that's not biblical. That's kind of a doctrine that's been adopted, because of the loss of language. And we understand that, but that doesn't mean we're all the same.
Oh, okay. So, but for his father, because I know it doesn't matter where our mother's from.
Absolutely.
It matters where our father's
Correct.
from. So for him, say I'm not an Israelite, but my son is.
He is, yes.
So does that make me a sinner, or?
That's your son.
No, I'm saying because I've had a child with somebody from the tribe of Judah, and I'm not. Because you know how you're supposed to marry in your nation, right?
You got it. You've been doing some study, I can tell. You've been following, you've been studying.
I've learned some here and there. I've got some, I call it popolo friends.
Okay. But we don't.
No, I know.
We don't call it that, right? Because we know that's derogatory. You wouldn't call another Hawaiian popolo.
No, I said some Popolo friends.
We don't say Popolo. We don't acknowledge Popolo.
Oh, no, yeah. It's
because
just that a word I grew up learning.
We understand the connotation behind the word. It's literally a familiar term in Hawaiian for nigger, right? Or Negro or black, right?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't call a Hawaiian that. Right.
So the word popolo is a Hawaiian word, and it's native to this place, and it refers to a plant that grows here, and it also grows all across the Pacific and around the world. And popolo has been associated with Black people in kind of our post-plantation Hawaii society, mostly because of the similarities between the fruit that's produced by the popolo plant, a dark black fruit, purplish fruit, and the color of the skin of people of African descent in particular. That word has, because of that history and because it names Blackness, and Black people are often foreign to Hawaii in a lot of local people's imaginations, that word sometimes comes with a lot of strife attached to it. People have had negative experiences with it.
Right, so it's a term that was used to describe a specific group of people. So we don't subscribe to that. We don't acknowledge that as who we are, right? If you want to, especially we're sitting here talking about being Israelites, if you're saying it in a respectful term, you would know, like you said, I dealt with someone from the tribe of Judah. Completely understand. We can communicate on that level because you know what that is, right? So if you dealt with a so-called black man being from the tribe of Judah, that makes your son an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? And so remember, the laws were given to his forefathers, his ancestors. So the information that's in your hand, you should be sharing. Like, look, you need to learn about who you are.
And he can go online and
Of course.
Yeah, because I think it is important to learn who he is and where he is.
How old is he?
He's 14, gonna be 15.
14, so he's going into high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And high school comes that time when a lot of different things start to enter into our minds. So it's important that you give him this information and have him research it, have him study it. You know, it might be hard. I mean, if it's just you, is his father in his life at all?
Incarcerated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be difficult, but encourage him to do his research. Encourage him to reach out to us. Contact information is on there.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a nice day.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.